Happy Halloween. It's October 31st. It is still the first week of the cycle. It is Friday. And I can make the same cheesy joke that I make on Halloween every single year, and that's we don't program gimmicky Halloween stuff, but in some cases, especially today, it's the wad itself that's scary, right? We've got thrusters, and nobody likes thrusters, but they're a worthwhile thing to do. And you do tend to see thrusters, from us anyway, on clean and jerk or clean specific cycles. So why? I think you can tell why. A thruster is going to make sure that we get comfortable in that high elbow, good depth position, right? Same thing that we're going to want at the bottom of a squat clean, which is what we're working on most specifically in the strength cycle. And again, just like Monday, if you're curious about the strength cycle, you want to hear me talk about it, there's a different video that you can go watch. But other than that, you can just show up to class. The WOD today, the kind of thing that you would expect to see a lot of times on like a Monday, the way we like to kick off the week. Why not also end the week like this? And it begs the question, how are your legs? Are they recovered from Tuesday yet? I know we did a couple deadlifts yesterday, but it's probably Tuesday and the back squats from Tuesday that are still either fresh in mind or still plaguing our legs a little bit. So we'll see. And I think that this current state of our legs is going to dictate how heavy you go today on thrusters. So the WOD it's 9 minutes. Anytime you see less than 10 minutes, you know that you're probably in for a little bit of an onslaught, an intense fest. 6 thrusters, 9 box jump overs. What we would expect from most people today is the ability to try and go unbroken on the thrusters throughout the WOD. And most people are going to do that. It's just a question of how much loading can be on the bar in order to facilitate it. Most people should be at about their Fran weight today. When this is done, you're going to probably feel Fran-ish, not maybe necessarily Fran lung because you don't have anything on the rig to do today. That was yesterday. But your legs will be feeling it, that's for sure. We are going to allow for heavier weights than Fran. In other words, Fran is 95-65, and if you don't know what Fran is, don't worry about it. 95-65 would be the most common weights to use on a day like today, but due to the per round volume, we're gonna allow for something slightly heavier. So we're gonna call it no heavier than 115 for the men and 75 for the ladies. Still, you should be choosing a loading that is both challenging but also where the potential to go unbroken every round still exists. Now, how does a workout like this begin intense and stay intense? Well, the other movement today is box jump overs. So you get 6 thrusters, box jump overs, back and forth for 9 minutes. Box jump overs are the fast variety of box jump, and yet they are the one movement, well, of the two, I guess I could say, where you're not constantly under tension, right? Because even if you went slower on thrusters, you're still holding on to a barbell or a front rack position. Box jump overs don't have that limitation. So what I'm aiming at here is to say, while I don't want anybody to rest during the middle of their box jump overs, if you go at a tempo that allows for a little bit of recovery time, then maybe the thrusters never get so bad. So even if you're someone who could shoot yourself out of a cannon and do the fastest box jump overs of all time, is it worth it knowing you have 6 more thrusters coming up? Or might it make a lot of sense on a day like today to measure yourself on those box jump overs, maybe utilize the step down approach, and just go at a tempo that is both sustainable and I'll call it unbroken, but also something that allows you, maybe at least your lungs, possibly your legs, but probably not, to recover a little bit. All right, what we think is this. The most competitive people can probably look at this 9 minutes as an every minute on the minute type of workout. That would be a pretty ambitious goal, about 9 rounds. That would be ambitious. The rest of us, we just want to make sure that we are never resting for long periods of time, say longer than 15, 20 seconds. That's it. As long as the thrusters are still unbroken, I'm going at some sort of tempo on the box jump overs, then the rest is going to come from that tempo and your transition from one movement to the next, which should not last very long. All right, it's a pretty intense couplet for the day. Good luck.